But I have,
Go ahead.
but I have been thinking about what has happened, not just this week, but the Supreme Court, but going back all the way back to what the Supreme Court has done, or what our Constitution permits it to do. And I've come up with two things. In our Constitution, there's only two places where enslaved and former enslaved Black people have been counted. One was the 3/5 clause, and the second was the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendment. And you've probably read a lot about the 14th and 15th Amendment for this affirmative action, which got me to thinking about my life and affirmative action. I grew up in a time when there was no such thing as affirmative action. You simply didn't go to colleges because of the color of your skin. And that led me to remember a relative of mine. We both graduated at the same year. We both are from Memphis, Tennessee. I graduated from high school in 1953 and attended a historically Black college and university. He went to Brown University. And at that time, in 1953, Brown accepted no more than 5 Black people per year. Okay, fast forward our graduation colleges. My administration recommended me to try to integrate Memphis State University, a state-supported, a tax-supported university. I was denied. He wanted to go to Yale in the medical division, but he was told, we both graduated from college in 1957. He was informed that at Yale, they only admitted a Black every other year. So he was out of luck because they just admitted one. So he would have to wait until 1968. So this is what is running through my mind for the current Supreme Court decision about affirmative action, as if none of this has happened in the past, that it was just all an illusion, and that even if it had happened, we have overcome so much, we're so colorblind that everybody is on an equal footing. I printed out a copy of Ketanji Brown Jackson's discussion, her dissent. And I advise all of you to read the entire thing, not just the snippets that you see on television, because it expresses 100% of what I felt, although I don't have the skills to write it in the manner in which she did. You guys talk about superpower today. You don't realize how much superpower you have, because you're doing those things that will make a difference. And you're also doing it understanding that just because you have a positive on one year, fighting for democracy is ongoing. It never stops. Even when you think you have a win, like we thought we had in 1965 about voting, we don't. And so we're back at that same old place, which reminds me, as I'm talking, one more thing. Last week, you started your program with a picture of the Statue of Liberty. And I almost forgot about what else you said, because the Statue of Liberty in that picture brought to mind that the torch that the statue has on her hand wasn't meant to be a torch of liberty. Initially, that plan was to have the broken chains that slavery had ended, and that was to be the freedom. But because they knew they would not be able to get the money to create that statue without a lot of white contributions, you find the broken chains now at the feet of the Statue of Liberty, almost hidden by the cover. And then I thought about, Fennell knows how one thought leads to another. And then I thought about what you do on this program you are uncovering those broken chains there and bringing out for the entire public to understand that what we are fighting for are things that we've always fought for, especially the Black community. And that's why I come to your program every year, because you give me so much hope that unleashing the venom behind what a Black body has stood for so many years, you're letting the people know that that's all a mythology, that white people have used this mythology and continue to use it in different ways over the years. And so I did not expect to speak, but
We're so glad you did.
But yes, but so thank you for doing what you do in a way that is above board. Everybody can hear it, everybody can see it, and you're helping to make democracy what it should be. We talk about, well, this is not who we are, but this is who we are. But what you're doing is try to make it is who we are, but we don't have to stay there. We don't have to be there. And so you're pushing it forward. So thanks.
No, I think your point is well taken. And we've talked about this. Gosh, nothing's in that straight line when it comes to this fight. And you've been in it for a long time. And I think it helps us stay in it, knowing you've been in it, and we just can't say we're done, we're tired, it's over. It's never democracy. This fight is never done. And we see again, this pull back, and that's why we have to lean in even harder. So yes, thank you so much. I know Fennell, we talked about you this week, Miss Margaret. So we're so glad to hear your comments. Angelina. Go ahead, unmute yourself.
Sorry, I unmuted.
And this is your first time on your show, but Miss Margaret is one of our special guests. She's been with us now. Gosh, I want to say a couple of years.